पति ने थप्पड़ मारा, इज दिस डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस? पति ने बुरी भाषा का प्रयोग किया और मानसिक रूप से परेशान किया, इज दिस डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस? हाउ टू ब्रेक फ्री फ्रॉम डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस, वेयर टू फाइंड सपोर्ट, whom to talk to, how to file a complaint against it. Are you trying to figure out answers to these questions all by yourself? That can be tiresome. Hi, this is Sophia Chand from Girls Buzz. We are committed to being the voice of change for women. We try our best to bring information that women might need in different situations of their lives. And today we are here with one such video. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. Many women deal with domestic violence. Many of them don't even receive proper help and support in such situations. They are unaware of whom to approach, where to go, and how to get out of an abusive relationship. This video is a small step to support those women who want to end the vicious cycle of domestic violence. First, let us understand what domestic violence is. It is an act of violence that can inflict physical, mental, and sexual harm on a person. This might sound simple, but domestic violence instances always involve a lot of complications. Understanding and identifying abuse can also be a very difficult task. डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस या घरेलू हिंसा किसी भी रिश्ते में अब्यूजिव बिहेवियर या अपमानजनक व्यवहार का एक पैटर्न है which is used to control the partner at any possible cost. One should note that domestic violence is not always committed by husbands, neither are women the only ones who suffer due to it. But according to Indian law, only a woman can file a complaint against domestic violence. In the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005, the definition of domestic violence includes all forms of abuse ranging from शारीरिक शोषण, यौन शोषण, मौखिक और भावनात्मक दुर्व्यवहार और आर्थिक शोषण. Any form of danger to a woman's life or sanity is counted as abuse and is punishable by Indian laws. Women can also file a complaint in situations of violence involving dowry and property conflicts. Is marital rape counted as domestic violence? In India, a woman is 17 times more likely to face sexual violence from her husband than from others. But sadly, marital rape is still treated as an exception under Indian laws. Only civil remedies are available for this. हम अभी भी इसके खिलाफ कड़े कानूनों का इंतजार कर रहे हैं. Even the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act focuses primarily on physical or mental abuse. What is the impact of domestic violence on women's lives? Women experiencing domestic violence are prone to problems like depression, panic attacks, phobias, anxiety, and sleeping disorders. They suffer from high stress levels and are at an increased risk of committing suicide. The effects of domestic violence can be both short-term and long-term. The short-term physical effects of violence can include bruises, cuts, broken bones, or injuries to organs. Some physical injuries are difficult or almost impossible to see without scans, x-rays, or other tests done by a doctor or a nurse. The long-term effects include health problems like arthritis, asthma, heart problems, migraines, and many others. Almost all survivors deal with some level of mental health issues. Sexual violence can also affect women's perceptions of their own bodies. If the woman is pregnant or has children, the impact of violence is even more. How to break free from the cycle or pattern of violence? In the movie Darlings, there is a dialogue describing an abusive partner.
कुछ मर्द लोग पिछू होते हैं बेटा, कभी नहीं बदलेंगे बदरू.
Even if your partner might show signs of improvement or make you believe that the abuse won't be repeated, it's not always true. Abusive relationships often fall into a never-ending cycle or pattern of violence. First, a violent episode occurs, followed by excuses to shoo away the problem. Then comes the honeymoon phase when everything seems better and things are gradually returning to a normal routine. And right then, out of the blue, comes another violent episode. This gets repeated over and over in shorter durations. To break free of this vicious cycle of domestic abuse, women need to recognize these patterns to not fall back into it. When should you find support? Which is that moment when your partner has crossed a line? Which is the moment you should search for support or file a complaint? Firstly, women should not tolerate even a single abusive instance. Women need to raise their voice the very first time a violent episode occurs. Approach friends and family, close neighbors. Many times, communities and families fail to provide women with the support they need. That is when women can take the help of organizations and NGOs that tirelessly work to eliminate domestic violence. If you have already faced many instances of violence, do not delay any further. Get the support you need today. What stops women from raising their voice? Financial troubles, isolation, family pressure, and lack of support from the community in general are key factors that stop women from raising their voice in such situations. There can be many ways to deal with this. Women can take help from support groups or few close ones and plan their next steps. To learn more about how to see the signs and plan ahead, watch our YouTube series on Are You in a Toxic Relationship? The link for it is either on the top left or in the description below. How to file a complaint against domestic violence? There are different ways to file a complaint against domestic violence. You can visit the nearest police station and get in touch with the protection officer, or you can approach the national or state commissions for women. If you cannot access both these options, call or go to the Department of Women and Child Development in your district. You can also approach nearby NGOs who are dealing with domestic violence. Whom to reach for support? If you are not comfortable talking about domestic violence with your friends or family, then there are others you can speak to. She-Rose helps you to talk to professional counselors and learn about your legal rights in abusive situations. All India helpline provided by the National Commission for Women is one such other alternative. Girls Bus Community Forum is one place where you can share anything or ask questions, and that too anonymously. We have shared some details and links in the description section. You can also check our blog on domestic violence against women for more details on where to seek support. How to recover? घरेलू हिंसा से उबरना एक लंबा रास्ता है और इसके लिए पेशेंस, स्ट्रेंथ और बातचीत बहुत जरूरी है. It might not be easy to trust yourself or anyone else. You may feel like you are constantly second guessing your decisions and that you will never be able to move on from what has happened to you. It's important to remember that you are not alone and help is available. Therapists who specialize in domestic violence survivors can provide the guidance and tools necessary for starting your healing process. With time and effort, survivors of domestic violence can begin to rebuild their lives and find hope for the future. There is no one right way to rebuild your life after domestic violence. Take things one day at a time and focus on taking care of yourself. Seek out support from friends, family, or support groups. When you are ready, start making decisions about your future. In our series on toxic relationships, we also talk about how you can end toxic relationships. We will put that description below as well. Just trust that you need not live like this and you can get through this. You will be able to create the life you want for yourself. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified about our latest videos. Please do share this video with anyone who you think might need this information, and please be that pillar for your friend or family in need.